Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Etheria restart video, and today I'm going to show you exactly what to focus your farming on in days 1 and 2 of Etheria restart. I am seeing so many people say they're stuck, they don't know where to throw their energy. Let me show you exactly where I threw mine to get my account to the point where, like, at the end of day 1 and going into day 2, I'm about one of the strongest people in global. Let me show you what I did. So the first thing you're going to want to focus on is shells. If I jump into my inventory real quick and go to shells, you can see that I currently have 6 level 30 maxed out purple shells. Getting the right ones is really important. I'm actually going to catch a 7th before I move on. That 7th is optional, and I'll kind of mention that here in a second. So let's go into Grim Pursuit. You're going to start by being able to farm Jacques. Jacques Hard drops Agent Lizard. This is a great starter shell to max out. It's good for your main DPS, and it can be a thing that kind of like powers you up, allows you to burn through some bosses early. Get one of these. Don't farm more than one of these maxed out, and maybe only take it to level 20 if you're already able to farm something else, but an Agent Lizard is a great place to start. Then from Shadowrunner, you're going to do a lot of farming of Shadowrunner because I think you want 2 or 3 maxed out Unbridled Sciences. For all of your support characters, of which there are a ton in this game, you want some Unbridled Sciences. This is how you push through that early game. So many early fights are tempo fights, like can you buff and then can you kill everything real fast? He gets your team to their second turn so quickly. He's invaluable. And even though it feels like maybe a waste to be leveling up a bunch of these shells early when like later there's going to be more, one, you have to be strong enough to farm those better shells later, and there's going to be a lot of game modes later and real-time PvP where you need more than a 4 or 5 man team. You need access to 8, 9, 10 characters. These will be excellent backup shells to have in your inventory even after you get better ones going into like the very late game, but when maybe you'll start replacing them, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So 2 or 3 Unbridled Sciences. Then from Apate, I really like 2 shells on here, and I would suggest maxing out 2 of these. I did a Budo Panda, and that again can be like for my main DPS. It's a focused damage shell to help you burn through single target damage. And then Tamamo Doji is really good on Gray because it's a 2-turn attack plus 600 buff. Everybody's probably using Gray right now. So you put this on here, this buff triggers, gives him 600 attack for 2 turns. He then crit buffs the group, then does his big AoE. And because Gray uses 2 turns to do his combo, he still has this 600 attack point buff when he does his big damage, and that will help him out so much. This shell makes Gray so dang good. I don't really like White Gale as much, but look, 1 or 2 from here. And then when you start day 2, you can farm Kururu hard a little bit and get yourself Mermaid Princess. It's really the only one on here that I love, but I'm gonna max 1 of these out, mostly for PvP, because it will purify 2 debuffs. So when you're doing PvP, a lot of people's opener is a crowd control opener that like freezes you or stuns you or sleeps you or something. This will purify that before your turn starts. So I like running this on maybe like my opener, so if I'm a little slower than the enemy, at least I can undebuff myself and then proceed to do my thing. I'm gonna get like 1 of those. It's kind of like a pocket pick one. You could skip that one if you wanted to, but keep in mind when you're farming for shells, not only do you get the training data drops to level them up, you also get the Etheria coins to level up your modules. So you kind of get a little double dip action when you're farming the shells. Now, the other thing that I focus my farming on really heavily is module drops. So by the end of day 1 and into the beginning of day 2, you really need to be able, and the shells are going to be the thing that helps you be able to do this, you really need to be able to be farming like hard 3 Terramaton and hard 3 Doki Doki. If hard 3 is a little bit too hard at the start, hard 2 is a fine place to be. Just hard 2 also drops the purples, not just the yellows, and every tier you go up in gear, the like base stats are just better. So you want to be farming this a lot. For me, my account is so heavily into characters, and I'll do the thing where I get my face off the screen. My account is so heavily into characters like Rahu that scales off of defense, Ling Luo scales off of HP and speed, HP and speed. Like, I just want so much speed gear for my account that Doki Doki has been my main point of farm. I have done a little bit of farming on Terramaton Hard 3 to get access to like some HP sets and some onslaught sets for attack. You're going to throw a ton of your stamina here as well to be powering up your account. And like, I think the shells are the big thing that people who are stuck are missing. The shells add so much like base stats to your character that all these percent stats that you're getting dropping from these modules are just better if you have the higher base stat, and the shells just offer so much base. Another thing you can do if you're still feeling like too slow or not having enough power, I will say be careful with this next tip, but with your shells you can reconfigure the passives, right? So like let's say I jump to this unbridled science guy. Let me see, unbridled science. So this is a weird one right here because he has crystal wall, which is defense, and unparalleled, which is crit damage. Normally with an unbridled science, you would want speed in this slot right here, but I use this on my Rahu sometimes, so I'm fine with the crit damage. If I wanted to change it to speed, I could start rolling for speed right here. Just know that consumes your training data, and you don't want to consume all your training data. Like you need a lot of this stuff. So I'd be very careful with reconfiguring your passives, you know, going for like min max. But if you need more speed, a place you can find speed is like right here. Here's Shadow Dash, that gives 7 points. Here's a green Shadow Dash, that one only gives 4. It's not as good. This one has purple Shadow Dash, it gives 10. What a great one for gray, so he can go before the rest of my DPS. That's an awesome thing to be able to do to help power up your shells a little bit. So those are the two main places that I focused on farming. Obviously, you want to do your first time clears on everything. In the very, very early game, farming some EXP is good, but you really don't need, at this point, at days like 1 and 2, you really don't need to be leveling up a whole bunch of characters. Most of your power in these days comes from your modules and from your shells. And because you're bouncing from fight to fight and fighting different elements and moving to PvP, you need to be able to move your power around. The problem with focusing on EXP farm early is you throw it all at one character, it's locked on that character. You can't take it off of them. When you have modules that are that you're leveling up, like again, purples to like 6 or 9, yellows to like 9 or 12, same with these like magenta ones like 9 or 12, these you can just move around. So you want to go fight a red, you know, a green element thing, throw them on your red element characters, go in there and kick their butt. So look, like if we look at my characters, Rahu, he's 5 stars. He's the only, him and Gray are the only 2 characters that I've taken to 5 stars. And it's because I use them a lot in PvP. Everybody else, I have not starred up. I haven't even thrown experience stuff at these characters really. Like to get Marvel to 4 stars, I threw experience at him, then 4-starred him, and then replaced him with Mia. So I kind of regret that. But like you just throw your gear and your shells on whoever you're using at the time. They'll catch a little bit of experience while they're fighting, and later on you are going to need to level them to like push their star level and all that, but you're not there on the first couple of days. I would avoid farming character experience right now, because eventually you'll be able to get much better character experience drops, like much better as you progress through the main story. Prowess materials, you can come in here and farm this a little bit, but once again, my account was OP on the first day. I leveled Rahu's prowess to here, and I leveled Gray's skill 3 to here, and that's all I did. That's it. So I wasn't like going really heavy on prowess farming either. Shells and modules get you that early game power that is transferable from character to character. And that's the important thing to focus on. So those are what I farmed. Now, what I'm going to farm towards the end of day 2, and I'm going to end this video with some pulls. So if you want to watch the end, I'll end the video with some pulls. But at the end of the day, here's what I'm going to be focusing on. At level 23, I'm going to unlock Fabian. I am going to farm the ever-loving love out of Fabian because there's such good shells in here. That'll be the way I level up my account again, is getting access to Fabian shells and leveling them up. Then at account level 25, which is like the very, very end of day 2, you will have access to the next tier, the nightmare tier of the module farming. To farm this efficiently, I would suggest being able to farm Fabian first to get those better shells. Use those shells to upgrade your teams, whatever teams you want to be farming, either Doki Doki or Terror. And then, once you can start clearing like Nightmare 3, you're getting access to this Magenta level and new sets. You start getting access to Bramble over here in Doki Doki. And in Terramaton, you start getting access to the Battle Will set. Now, these, like, honestly, Battle Will, it might not even be as good as Onslaught for most characters, but you're still getting the next tier up. So that's what I'll focus on for the end of day 2. Fabian farming for shells, and then when I feel like I have a ton, like I'm set on Fabian shells, like 2 or 3 maxed out ones from her drops, I'll start farming Doki Doki and Terramaton again for module upgrades, and then we'll tackle day 3 when we get there. So let's end this video with some pulls. Let's do some summons. Ooh, I have mail? What's in my mail? Compensation? Hey, something was broken. We like broken things, you know? Broken things are good. Not really, but we like broken things when it doesn't affect us and gets us compensation. Okay, I don't have any extra affinity summons, which, oh my god, you guys, I got so unlucky here. Look at this. I'm 22 away from hard pity on that. My Shadow Sonya's in there. I'll get her someday. I have 2 free pulls. Let's do those. Wouldn't it be sweet to hit like a Chiaki the Echo on a free pull? Wouldn't it be sweet? Wouldn't it be sweet? No, we're going to get like Andrew twice. Okay, now we're going to do 2 10 pulls as well. So here we go. 10 pull number 1. Still don't have Chiaki the Echo. Still would love to have Chiaki the Echo or any SSR character I don't have. Preferably Lily, who I don't have yet, and Shadow Sonya, who I don't have yet. RC77. Okay, that's fine. I don't even know if I had him. I'm not really using him on the account right now. He's a good character if you are using him. I'm not saying stay away from him, but god dang it. How many regular Chiakis does a man have to pull before Chiaki the Echo comes home? Hopefully the answer is exactly how many I just pulled. But okay, there's my first RC77, so that helps fill out the account. One more. Where are we at pity-wise here? Oh yeah, we're fresh. So no pity thing we're running into here, but come on, go yellow anyway. Okay, Chiaki the Echo, let's go. Come on. Chiaki the Echo, please and thank you. Sybil, Kachi, Turandot. All right. I do like a Turandot. I don't think I had Turandot yet. She's good. Honestly, like the nerf to her was really weird, but especially for like Terramaton, if you picked up a Turandot, she's pretty dang useful in there. Having an attack and defense buff on your team is just pretty solid. Like the buffs in this game are super important. Okay, there we go. That's all I got from there. Continue to just do your first turn clears, your first time clears. You should always prioritize those, and then prioritize pushing story, which since I just unlocked level 20, I just unlocked the next chapter of the story. So I'm going to go do that now. Hope y'all have a great day. I'll see you next time. Peace.